Hey guys, welcome back to another Unreal Engine tutorial. In this video, I'll be showing you how to add some sound to your car in Unreal Engine. Right now when we play, there's no sound or anything. You just go with your default car here. But you can add this to any car you want, any vehicle, even people if you want a person to have an acceleration sound when they're running, like a wind or something like that. It works for everything. So what I'm going to do in my vehicle BP folder here, I'm going to add a new folder and just call this waves, because in Unreal Engine when you want to add any kind of sounds, it's in waves. So right here I prepared these three sounds. You guys can find it in the description below, and I will slide this into my project. Now I have my three sounds here. They all work perfectly fine. Now what I'm going to do is do a right click under sounds, and I'm going to create a new sound cue, and I'm just going to call this one master. Now I'm going to open that up. Now inside of master we will create a new crossfade. So right click and type in crossfade, and you can see crossfade by param. So it's a parameter, right? And we can slide this output into here. Now I'm going to add an input because I have three sounds here. I have the engine, the speed. So right now this is just the rev. It's when the car's in idle. It's kind of like just you hear the engine running. And here I have the engine speed 1. So this one is when it starts accelerating. And this is a higher pitch because it's going faster. So I have 3 here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a tick. And now in here there's a bunch of stuff that I have to do. So let me open these up, the 0 and the 1. And now in here for the first one, I'm going to keep this at 0, 0, and I'm going to put the third one as 150, the fourth one at 250, and the last one at 0.5. So I'm going to do 0.4, sorry. And then in the next one I'm going to do 0.5, and then 200, 2500, and 3000. And then for the last one here, I'm just going to do 0.5. And now for the last one, I'm going to go 750, and I'm going to do 2000, 2500, 3000, and 0.65. And that's all we're going to do in here. Oh, actually I'm wrong. Right here, let's give it a name and make it a name that you'll remember. I'm going to put it as RPM, rate per minute. Okay. Now, out of this one, I am going to slide it out and add it a continuous modular. So continuous continuous modular. And then I'm going to do hold control and press W to duplicate it, and I'm going to do that twice, one for each one. For the first one here, there's some more things that we have to change here. So the parameter name, I'm going to make it same as before, RPM. The default is going to be 1, 0. Then I'm going to change that to 200, and then 0.65, and 1.1. And from I'm going to change the parameter mode from normal to absolute. And below here, I will keep that all the same. For the second one, it'll be 1, 20, 3000, 0.75, 1.35, and again I'm going to change it from normal to absolute. Save that. And the third one, I'm going to go 700, 2800, 0.85, and 1.4. Then again, normal to absolute. And save that. Now, oh, and another thing, do not forget to change the name. So I did it for the first one, but not here. I'm going to change that again. RPM and RPM. There you go. Now I'm going to save that. Now back in my content browser, I'm going to select all three of these by holding shift, and I'm going to drag them up here and add them into my sound queue. Select them all. Now I'm going to slide and select them all and just click on that looping button right here and then drag them into each one of these just like that. Good. Now one last thing in here. On the side you can see attenuation settings. We're going to drop that down and just do sound attenuation. Create new sound attenuation. Now I'm going to choose where it's going to go. I'm going to go in my folder right here, and it's going to be called cool sound. Yeah, just cool sound. I'm going to keep it like that. Cool sound. Cool. Now I'm going to click that little looking glass, find it, and open it. Now a couple things I'm going to change in here. Not too much though. I'm going to just change that to 3000. And that's it. Now, I'm going to save that. And now let's go on our sedan. So, or your car, or anything you're using. So I'm going to go in the sedan there for instance. I'm going to click on my mesh and add component. I'm going to look up sound. And you see right here, audio curve source. So it's actually audio curve source. Add that in there. I'm going to keep the same name. Now it's experimental, but that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Now for the sound here, what it's going to be, it's going to be our master here. So I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to click master. And that's the name of our sound cue, right? So now it shows us where it's going to project the sound. So if you're playing in a multiplayer game too, any person in this yellow bubble will be able to hear the car too. Now we're gonna leave that empty, but for the attenuation settings, we're gonna put our cool sound that we just created. So I called it cool sound, and that's it for now. Now the last thing we're gonna do is in the event graph, we're gonna look for our event tick. Sometimes you can't find it, so you can also right click and just click event tick, and if it's already in the scene, it has a star next to it, it'll just go to it. So right now it just went to it, right? So out of here, I'm going to create a sequence, and out of the and then after that, in the vehicle movement, I'm going to go get forward speed. So that's something that the engine gives you. It's just this easy node that they give you. And now from there, we're going to get the absolute value. So you can look up ABS, and you'll find absolute float. And then from there, we're going to first we're going to get our audio curve source here. Out of that, we're going to go set float parameter. Now in here, don't forget, take this, drag that into the sequence that we just created, and now that's it. So let's see if all of this works. I might have forgotten something, but let's check this out. So right now we have our revving sound. When I accelerate, there's no difference. Cool. So let's see what I missed. Oh yeah, so that's what I missed. In here, I forgot that last time too. In the in name, we're going to change that to what we named in here. So RPM, all caps. I'm not sure if it's cap sensitive, but just try to write it down as the same that you did in here. Now let's try this. Still doesn't work. Oh, I put RPS instead of RPM. Silly me. There you go. And now, when you accelerate, you can hear it going faster and faster. And then when you stop, it's just an idle noise, which is what we want. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date. See you next time.